gold down there, Diane. There's gold down there.
You're like their number one favorite guy. Because you won them cash. Hi and welcome to the SG Tour Report. This week, well, the final week of the Florida swing on the PGA Tour. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but first of all, we have to talk about the Players' Championship last week at TPC Sawgrass. On our tour report, we talked so much about the fact that it's a tournament that always means so much to us. Elk, you being a two-time champion, it's a course that you know inside out. You know how to play it, and Justin Thomas put on that display on Sunday to get that little gold trophy.
That little gold trophy, of course, means so much to Justin Thomas. And good morning to you, Diane. I'm in cold and chilly Pebble Beach today. I get to play Pebble Beach tomorrow. I got 2 sweaters on. If we could turn the camera that way, we would see the 5th hole. But yes, we're going to talk about the Players' Championship. Of course, we built it all up to being a ball striker's place where guys that hit the ball well. We saw Lee Westwood come back from Bay Hill's disappointment and was in contention again. We saw Bryson D Shambo scale way back and put himself in contention as well. But at the end, Diane, Justin Thomas did all the damage on Saturday on an early round. He barely made the cut, came out and shot, I think, 8 under on Saturday, made 10 birdies, and was able to take off on Sunday, Diane, and just got the most incredible bounce on the 18th hole. Hardly anyone's talking about it, but that ball 99 times out of 100 would go in the lake. The one time it didn't, it took a right spin, and it probably won him the tournament.
And the great thing about Justin Thomas is he kind of came out of nowhere. He's such an amazing ball striker. Someone like JT is always going to be in the hunt unless he has, a terrible round. But to open 71-71, heading into the weekend, he wasn't really a name that was like crazy in contention, but shooting that 64 on Saturday, it was still kind of weird to me that all the focus was on the final pairing of DeChambeau and Westwood, and the fact that it was a bit of a repeat from last week or the week before at Bay Hill. It just really gave Justin Thomas that stage to go out and play incredible golf. And it's not like he snuck out of nowhere, but he did everything right on Sunday.
Yeah, there was only a couple of things that I didn't like about the tournament last week, Diane. One was that they sort of bypassed Justin Thomas and Brian Harman and Taylor Gooch, all these guys that had a free shot at the win on Sunday. And everyone was, they made us focus on Dijambo and Westwood. And I just didn't think that was right. I think that course does have an opportunity. I even picked guys not like Justin Thomas to play well last week, but I didn't know Justin Thomas had a shot in his bag like he hit on 16 yesterday, where he hit a low 300-yard drive that curved 50 yards and ran 60 yards. I mean, the guy was just curving the ball. We've only seen Justin Thomas when he's in full flight, smashes the ball down the fairway and attacks everything. But yesterday, he was able to put a bunch of curves in play, and he just systematically, Diane, took down this golf course. I didn't like the pin placement on 18 yesterday. I thought there was no drama with the front left pin. I prefer a back right traditional pin where guys can 3-putt. It seemed to me yesterday that if you hit one good shot off 18, the tee ball, the hole was over. And generally speaking, with the back pin, you've got a back bunker. You saw Adam Scott hook it in the water one year there. You just see more action. So I was a little disappointed with the pin placement on 18.
Okay, good point. Lee Westwood back in the mix again and finishing solo second. He actually had a putt on 18 that was worth $600,000. And he made it. At the time, he probably didn't realize it was worth as much as it was. But I think, we love the drama. And as you say, 18 just sets up for it perfectly. And it was just such a kicker that Westwood bogeyed 17, because if he hadn't, it just would have added so much more drama to that final hole.
A lot of things could have happened right there at the end. Justin Thomas hit a 20-yard drawing 5-wood on 18. He knew the moment it left the club face, it was going to go in the water, and it landed about 3 feet in the fairway and took a hard kick to the right and kept it straight. He knew it was going to be in the water. If that goes in, he's dropping right there. He's probably going to make 5. Westwood makes par at 17. DeChambeau's in it. It would have been a completely different finish, Diane. They could have possibly had a playoff going back to 17, but the golf gods, Diane, they were very fortuitous bounce for Justin Thomas. Now he's the Players' Champion. I think he's won, 15 times or 14 times now with a PGA. I've always said that Justin Thomas is a lifer. He's going to be on the tour for 30 years. His dad, his granddad, they're all immersed in golf. And what I love about him the most is he loves golf, and he's always ready for the challenge. And I love that about Justin Thomas.
So we've talked about Lee Westwood, and it was just amazing for him at 47 years old. His fiance on the bag, she doesn't play the role of the regular caddy, I guess. He does all of it himself. She's there to carry the clubs and to help him with his mental state on the course, which is clearly working. He was actually going straight to Augusta National with his son to get rounded before the Masters next month. So he's going to be feeling amazing today with a very healthy bonus in his bank account. But Bryson D Shambo, he was 1 under in the final round. We had talked about the fact that we didn't think, and Colt Knost, who was on the show, and we know that he's had amazing success around TPC Sawgrass, he didn't think that the course was going to be right for Bryson's game. He kind of proved us a bit wrong.
Yeah, I was very impressed with Bryson. We talked about on this show, would he do any crazy stuff? Would he try to cut across or this and that? He went a little crazy the first day and tried to drive it over the water at 9, finished up getting himself sort of back in contention again like he did the week before where he won at Bay Hill. But Bryson DeChambeau is changing the game. We saw Rory McIlroy kind of have a meltdown last week. I think Rory's hit rock bottom. He sort of, as far as his mental game, because he said, yes, I've been chasing distance. Bryson DeChambeau is obviously in a lot of players' heads. They see how far he hits it. They see how long his clubs are with his short clubs. And they just sort of sense that he's changing the game. And when I say that about Rory, I say that I think he has hit bottom for his thinking. Everything from here on for Rory should be better because he's all the experiments that he's been working on, they haven't worked. So now he can go back to being simple. But back to DeChambeau, he is turning into a superstar player in front of our very eyes, Diane. He is willing to change his game plan each week. He said he's not going to tell anyone when he's going to cut corners anymore because they made it an out of bounds on 18 yesterday down the left.
And he finished tied for 3rd with our very own Brian Harman. Now, Brian's been part of the Secret Golf team for many, many years now. And what an amazing display from him. We are going to talk about Brian Harman more because he is playing this week at the Honda Classic. So he will be coming up on our tour report for sure. But what a consistently steady week for Harman.
He hit the ball on 17, left-handed. He's a left-handed player. He hit it to the right of the pin on 17 yesterday. And I texted him the moment I hit it. I said, oh, my God, how did you do that? That is just never land over there. He birdied 17 and he parred 18. And, I think every course doesn't set up perfect for everyone. But TPC sets up perfect for Harmon. Why is that? Well, he's not that long. He's a good iron player, but he's tough. And he's willing to fight and hang in there and fight for every par and birdie there is. And look, he got rewarded handsomely yesterday with his, what was it, T3?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how much it pays, but I guarantee it's probably more than both my wins combined. Was it $1 million for third? Was it?
Yeah, I just actually looked just because I wanted to have my mind blown at the amount of money that they all won. $885,000 for finishing T3.
Yeah, that's a good week, Diane. That's more than I won when I won the tournament in '97. But that's okay. These guys playing the same golf course. I think what's kind of cool about Players' Championship is it's like Augusta. They all come back to the same place, and we get to see what we were on this very we were on social this week with Hal Sutton. I spent some time with him at Houston last week. We talked about the be the right club today moment. And, of course, he won 2 of them. But it was interesting for Hal and I to watch how these guys play the same exact golf course as we did.
Get in the game on the SG Tour Golf Gaming app and play 4-ball. It's a classic stroke play competition based on the aggregate scores of 4 players. Who makes your team? Well, pick 4 guys, 1 from each tier based on the current world golf rankings. Want a tip? You need 4 guys to make the cut. Get in the game on the SG Tour Golf Gaming app, available on iOS in the App Store.